Hi, my name is Sam Lockhart, and today I'm going to talk about leadership development and pitching roles to volunteers. First question is, why do we pitch roles? And there are three main answers to that. The first reason is to build new leaders on your campaign. In order to be really effective organizers, you need to get volunteers to take on more responsibility and leadership roles. That's how we expand our reach and we're able to do more and affect more change. The second reason is to create really clear expectations for those volunteers at the outset so they understand what they're signing up for. And finally, you want to generate buy-in so they feel really committed to the task they're signing up for. Now, in order to pitch a role, you want to create context for why this role is important and why they should take it on. So the first thing to do that is to remind volunteers of why this campaign is so important. And a lot of times these volunteers that you're pitching maybe already know that, but it's always important to re-emphasize the big picture context on why this campaign is really important. Second, you want to be very specific about what the role is that you're asking of them, and not only giving it a title, but really describing how much time it's going to take, what the specific responsibilities would be, so that they feel very clear going in on what the expectations are and what is going to be asked of them going forward. So when they say yes to that role, they're really committed to it. And later on, you can then hold them accountable to the role that they're filling and whether or not they've achieved the goals and really fulfilled the responsibilities that they signed up for during this initial pitching conversation. Finally, you want to make it really personal. Now, a lot of times you already know these volunteers that you're pitching, so you know a little bit about them, but sometimes you don't, and then you want to make sure you're listening at the beginning of the conversation and really getting to know them so that when you ask them to take on a role, you're able to tell them why they specifically would be perfect for it. And use specific facts and things that you know about them. So maybe they were a leader on their sports team, and so you know that they have good leadership skills and they're not scared of hard work, and that's why they would be great at this. Maybe they're a great public speaker, but be really clear and specific about it so it feels personal and like you're asking them and not just someone. And finally, as always, you want to end with a really, really strong ask. Okay, so now I'm going to do a really quick sample of how to pitch a volunteer on a role. So for this example, I'm going to be pitching my dad here, Kerr, pretending to be my volunteer, on running a house party phone bank for a campaign to stop coal exports. So thank you so much for meeting me for coffee.
Sure thing.
It's good to see you. So I know we've been working for a long time on this campaign to stop coal exports, and it's obviously really, really important. I mean, we're really at the threshold of deciding what direction the whole country moves in terms of our energy policy, and are we going to go backwards in terms of dirty resources like coal, or really forwards into renewables? And we are the deciding point on whether that's going to happen.
Wow.
So it's really important that we get it right. And you know, we've probably heard there's this really important hearing that's coming up on hearing on permits here in Oregon. And it'll be, if it happens, it'll be the first permit issued in the state of Oregon to allow coal export. So we want to make sure that doesn't happen.
Right.
So we need to turn out a ton of people to the hearing and make sure they're voicing their opinions. So obviously you've come out and phone banked before when we had similar hearings and things like this, so you know that's the way we do it. And if I sat on the phones all day and all night, I still wouldn't be able to get enough people out. So I just need a lot of help to make it happen. And what I'm really looking for now are folks who can take on a little bit more leadership. And one thing is to be a house party coordinator. And what that would be is somebody who would invite folks over to their home and have them all get together as a group and phone bank from a house. You could also use the office. But the idea is to help with recruitment, get people in the door, and making phone calls and doing the outreach we need to turn people out to the hearing.
Kind of social, too.
Yeah, and make it more social and fun for everyone, and get people involved in the campaign. And so the commitment would be actually an hour of training on how to run a house party, and then the time actually recruiting people, and then the hour actually of the house party itself. And I just think that you would be amazing at this. Because you know a lot of people who've been working on this for a while, so you're kind of connected to everyone. And people like hanging out with you, so that's an incentive to come over. And you're just great on the phones, and you make it seem really easy and fun for everyone. So would you be willing to be a house party phone bank coordinator?
Sounds great. Sounds
awesome.
great.
Thank you
Look
so
at our
much.
calendars.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so that is how you recruit someone. Thanks so much for listening.